What's it been like going through spring? Kirby said he's tried to get creative to keep injured guys involved. What are some things he's done to try to keep you guys involved?
First and foremost, for like me personally, while they're doing flex and stretching and things like that, I'll be like on the bike, etc. And I mean, I'm in between working out and watching practice.
I guess how is your foot and your ankle? How is that feeling right now? How far along do you think you are?
It feels great. Far along, I'm not really sure like the time frame. I just take it day by day, do my rehab, and let Mr. Ron decide.
I guess it goes without saying there has to be some degree of frustration when someone who's the talent that you've got and has had these injuries. What was that like last year, being sidelined and seeing a teammate like Brock have these monster numbers? Or were you happy for him, or was it at the same time tough, or how'd that go?
Nah, yeah, most def. I'm happy for my whole team, tight end group, especially. But I guess it was rough a little bit, but I mean, it's just nothing like that I could have handled. I cheer. My role at that time was cheering on my team, and that's Brock or Stetson or whoever it may be. So I was just doing my role, team player.
Darnell, what is your injury and how did it happen?
It happened over spring, just training, things like that, but nothing serious.
Did you wonder whether if the foot injury hadn't happened, you might have had the season that Brock had?
I really don't think like that. I just think of it as, shit, we won a natty, so I mean, it was better than that.
So what are your expectations now? Brock back, Eric is playing tight end. Are there enough balls? Are there enough snaps for everybody?
I believe so. It's just something. I just got to come back off injury and just work, just like my Brock and Eric and everybody else in the tight end room doing. We all working, so I just feel like only time tells.
I know Georgia uses a lot of double three tight end set. Is that kind of what you're looking at? Is that this isn't like old school tight end where only one guy really could play that they can?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we did it last year, as you've seen, and why not do it this year again?
How hungry are you to kind of be fed, get touches and catches and all that? I mean, it's a very talented room, I know.
Yeah, it's a talented room, but like I said earlier, I just do my role. If my role is to block, I block. I'm a role player.
I guess with all those frustrations, how seriously have you considered transferring and going elsewhere, and how much have you talked with Kirby and Coach Bunky and Coach Hartley about maybe the pros and cons of it?
Not really. I kind of don't think about that. I just think about just coming here.
With the injuries and quarterback changes and all that kind of stuff, I mean, do you still feel like you're getting settled in to your Georgia career, even though you've kind of been here a while?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just committed here. I just felt settled in, and them opening up their arms and accepting me here. Was home. I guess I feel pretty settled in here with whoever's throwing the ball.
With family, I look at a guy like you with your talent again, and I think, is this a contract year? I mean, you look like the kind of guy with one good year that could be in the league. I mean, do you have to approach it that way, or how do you look at it?
I really don't know the future, but hopefully, I hope for a good year. Hope to go pro next year, but I don't know. No one knows.
Last spring, the spring game, I think you had a big game. How important is it that you were able to have something like that behind you? Like I said, considering the injuries have kind of derailed your seasons a little bit, was that a big G-Day game for you? And is that something you kind of carry in the back of your mind that's there for you once you get 100?
I say I live day by day, so whatever's in the past, and I really don't look forward to the future. So I just think of today, what I could do today to get better, as in anything mental, physical, anything like that.
When you came in, I'm trying to think, was there like a knee before? Because I remember, and again, forgive me for asking a question dating back. It's the first time we talked to you. I remember Kirby was on you, or somebody was on you in practice. It was about conditioning. Was that because of a knee or something that had happened the summer before you came in? Or?
Nah, you talking about freshman?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I came in. I just came in, you know, a little bit heavier than what I thought I was from high school, but I just, you know, like I wasn't up to college speed yet. You know, it was just me, you know, getting used to playing with the big boys. So that's
And
all.
how tough is that? I mean, I guess you're from out in Nevada. How tough is it to adjust to not just any program, but this program? Because a lot of people say this place ain't for everybody.
Yeah, it's for sure not. You know, it's a different speed from. I'm not gonna just say it's Las Vegas, but like you know the West Coast in general. It's for sure faster. You know, everyone's big here, everyone's physical. It's just something you just gotta adjust to, or you don't belong here.
Darnell, I know you and Aric were two of the top tight ends in that class. What was y'all's relationship like before college, and how has it changed since he's come to Georgia?
Before college, we knew each other through like camps, things like that, but nothing like serious. You know, like we texted. You know, it's just normal like high school recruiting stuff. Now, I guess it changed. You know, like for example, like other day I picked him up early in the morning to come to workouts, and we just building upon that good relationships.
You call yourself a role player. I mean, not many five-stars kind of have that mindset. What has Coach Hartley talked about? How he envisions, you growing your game?
One thing with Harley, he's a coach. He's all about if we're physical. Like he said, one thing he says in like during the meeting rooms, he'd be like, he don't really care if you catch 100 balls. He says like as long as we're physical and dominant at the point of attack, that's all he really cares about. Winning on one-on-one blocks, things like that.
At the same time, it seems like every time the ball is thrown your way, it's a giant mismatch. And people wonder why that doesn't happen more. Are there things that they've actually talked to you about that you do need to get better at in order for it to happen?
I feel like everyone got to get better at something, you know, in their bag, in their game. I know I got to get better at, one-on-one situations as well, even though I may have big plays or things like that, but I know I got to get better at just a little stuff, footwork, and, things like that.
One-on-one before the ball is thrown or when the ball is thrown?
Before. Both.
Before. Getting separation?
Yeah, both things.
Did you give us a timeline on when you'd be back out of the boot and back going?
If it was up to me, like my guess would be like spring. I mean, not spring, summer. But I mean, I'm really not sure.
Having gone through the spring practice before, what about missing those spring reps is so challenging as a player?
I say biggest factor is just staying locked in. Because I'm not out there, so I was on the sideline looking at the signal and seeing like whoever's in like Reek or Brett or whoever it may be, just saying like, all right, like if I didn't know that signal, I'd be like, all right, like this is what I would have had, or things like that.
Is having that just so much talent in that tight end room, has that been a motivation for you?
Just like the talent.
Yeah, just the talent, being able to see some of the seasons the guys have had.
You said it's a challenge for me?
Has that been a motivator for
motivation
you?
Yeah. I feel like we all push and lean on each other, to get better in certain areas. Like I may, give a pointer tip to Brett, or Brett may give a pointer tip to Brock, or, just pass along throughout the room, bounces out, during the meetings and film.
There's 1 minute left in case y'all want to go to Tresman, so just a warning.
Where do you think you made the most growth since you've come to Georgia?
I say my blocking. For example, if you go back to my high school film, I didn't block. I was a receiver technically in high school. So when I came here, I never blocked against Trayvon, any guys like that. Coming from Las Vegas, never blocked against like a guy like Aziz, things like that. So I feel like blocking.
And yet they still say you're one of the best blockers. Is that just technique, or is that want to, or how do you explain that?
I guess it's my mindset, just flipped from catching a lot of balls during high school and just want to be physical at the point of attack. Because when I first came here, my first time blocking somebody, it wasn't really pretty. So I was just like, I got to flip the switch. So it's just my want-to got bigger, my why got bigger, just things like that.
We're gonna have 2 more questions for Darnell.
Is blocking something, once you got here, you realized you had to embrace it if you were going to play with the talent in the room and what I guess the tight ends do?
Yes, sir. With my gun.
How was that hard for you once you got here? And you're like, I came here to catch touchdowns and stuff, and now they're asking me to block maybe more than you envisioned doing maybe back in high school?
Nah, it wasn't really hard for me because I knew at some point in time I would have to block if it's here, college or NFL or wherever I may be. So it wasn't hard. I just knew something that I had to do.
Did you go home after the Natty?
Yes.
Just for a few days?
Yeah, a few
come back?
days. Yeah.
Anybody like all the way out there rep the G? They know? Or, I don't know if you walked around
Nah,
anywhere.
I was just an indoor guy, family guy. Stayed inside. That's all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darnell.